Hello, this is Jessica Holburn and Aggie the cat. Um, Thank you for inviting me to read today. I'm going to be reading from a chapbook called Dribs, which came out last year through Pity Milk Press. Do you make sense yet, now that I've taken you in, my lump of coal, as a pet? I give you googly eyes to wear. I've been so proud walking you around with that adorably permanent look of bewilderment across your face. You are at your best when you are plump, well fed. The longer I touch you, the longer you get. We are out and across a semi breathable view alongside the complimentary piles of trash. I panic while a couple of kids point their phones in our direction, cackling at us. I tug tighter and tighter at your leash, inadvertently choking you as you deposit. My bittersweet proof of concept. Sorry. The next one I'm going to read is called From. From one who has lost their edge to another, foregoing punctuation. The readiness drills keep me awake as I distribute myself broadly across 12 torments. Look, I know who I married, okay? Give me a fucking break. I had 5 seconds to stop logic, and Christmas can wait. You know the stock market has a mini flash crash every hour? I used to have a protective glow. I make do with what I have. I can't relate to people who keep saying they are blessed, as though it was some kind of karmic reward, but anyway. I take responsibility for all the vows. I would get married every day if I could, if there were more than traps on offer, if I could refrain from yawning in churches. I'm susceptible, I'm invested, I'm centered like prophet. I'm committed to being a victim. My leader says I have blow up potential, but I'm blowing it. Everything I do is a ruse. I tell him I feel enslaved. He says this is the first step, but I'm not consistently joyful enough, and I always dislike team sports. I'm only in on this for a free trip to the countryside and daily walks among pine trees. Instead, I have been assigned benchmarks. I am a recruiter, a student on a path. No, see, look, I am delineating appropriate boundaries and observing sets of standpoint respecting practices from now on. I gave up on levitating the Pentagon. I'm more into tepid centrism these days. You can blame me for everything. She looks as rubbish as she feels. Her suitcase on wheels, rolling through humid concourse that can never be cleansed, no matter how much store-bought sage gets waved around. She skimmed a magazine article interviewing a tech billionaire on the train, but she found the idea of terraforming Mars implausible. Only celebrities can occupy other planets. She hasn't seen many in her lifetime, though she once saw Bissett Kennedy walking their dog Friday, looking glamorous in their athleisure wear. Carolyn was gorgeous, no doubt, but Dill from the Crying Game is more her type. Aesthetically speaking, she believes that the best any woman can hope for is to be transpassing. She is self-aware enough to know that being approached by her is the most unpleasant of encounters that she could foist upon others. Aging ladies like her never exude the endearing, sympathetic cuteness that comes to old, hunched-over men. She assumes that bystanders assume she escaped from a nursing home and that someone, somewhere, must be endeavoring to retrieve her. She drifts into a non-REM state in the foyer of a bank. By dawn, a couple of quarters and pennies have materialized beside her face. Her ambitions will be limited today, which she considers a virtue. We'll do a couple more. A specific hour in the realm of objects, any of which could be your conduit. You might have had something to do with the cup of coffee I drank earlier, arousing my organs into conversion, keeping me up until a burgeoning dawn with a firmly clenched jaw. I need to stop coming on so strong. Today offers a free initial consultation with a psychoanalyst, a cold and impenetrable demeanor, a Gudrun to my Gerald, a boss to my worker bitch. I do the talking. He picks up my vague awareness of being part of the problem. A mild to acute comprehension of transference. I would rather take a walk than to pay to sit and be individuated. Walking renders me an antenna of selfhood in which I am free from any sense of a collective norm. There is little to do but to notice the algal blooming pond, looking like a matcha latte. Through the bushes I can see a twinkling cigarette spark in lieu of a firefly. Okay, two short ones. Can you send this out everywhere, every time you flush successfully, live streaming as we go about freezing you pseudoscientifically, filing you in a digital archive, planning your legacy, filling you up perfectly in cylinders. You make a place, a holder. You deserve fretless harmony. Unlike the body and the surplus soul, only one of you gets to disappear. We'll do one more. Below the surface, I am as privatized as water, contracted out and corrupted. I am pumping and dumping the perpetrators of crimes. I am zooming into Mandelbrot sets. I'm reveling in my foul odors. I have forgotten myself and have been forgotten. It occurs to me that it's probable I have behavioral patterns and that there's a chance I don't have a home, or at best, I've been bouncing from one fraught living situation to another, and that I'm presently fleeing one or several of them. It's also probable that I am the byproduct of multiple head trauma injuries that have accumulated and left me impulsive, reckless, bereft. I'm definitely late for work, wherever that may be. I've lost my keys and I can't find my phone. I don't know when I last had it or what names were inventoried in it, or if I ever had one. No plans for the weekend either, if it is the weekend. I derive joy from this newfound insubstantiality. I'm stepping out into the peanut butter and jelly sandwich of space-time. I feel smug, porous, recursive. I see microscopic spores ecstatically unfurl themselves into the air. I'm so full of fondness for all things that I could gag, but instead I burst. Soon enough, I'll be washed up on the shores of Ramlet Al Baeda. I'll be waves in an infinite lattice of one-bit agents. I'll be a process of inferences about the future. I'll dodge all coordinates that would imply singularity. I'll be otherwise known as. Okay, well, thank you for listening, and I do look forward to seeing everybody else read. Thanks again, and she's getting feisty. All right, gotta go. Bye.